Okay, another day at the range, another review, another live review. Got the pistol range down there. I'm out here at the 50-yard range, 100 down there, and just did my Aimpoint Pro review. And now to accompany that, I'm going to do a review of the Aimpoint 3X Magnifier with the Aimpoint Twist Mount. So I debated between getting the LaRue mount, the flip over mount, and this twist mount. The LaRue mount was going to be about $200 more expensive. I think it was going to cost me about $600. And I thought, well, you know, this one, Botash was having their half off special. And as much as I'm honestly not that fond of Botash, I've had some bad experience with them. But I did get this one without any problem. So apparently it is possible to have a good experience with them. Not to bash them, but I've had some less than good experience with them. Anyway, so on to the 3X Magnifier here. You know, I wanted something that I could get a little bit of magnification with, and 3X seemed to be kind of the sweet spot for them, and accompany my Aimpoint Pro. So I went ahead and picked this up. Like I said, debated between the two mounts, and in the end decided to go with the Aimpoint Twist Mount, because it mounts very simply. So I can get a little bit of an idea for you of how this goes. So basically, on the twist mount base here, you just put this on, and mounts very easily. Put it on, tighten it right here. You have to tighten this pretty well. It was a little bit loose initially, so make sure you really tighten that down. And then to mount the magnifier on the bottom of it there is a hole, and you basically just mount that hole with that sort of stub sticking up there. Put it right on there. Put it on there. I don't know if I can do this one-handed. And you just twist it, and that's all there is to it. So try it again here. Put it on and twist it, and it is that simple. And last time, I'm trying to get this in camera here. Put it on, twist it, and good to go. Very easy. To get it off, there's this little knob right here, and basically just push that down and twist it off. So very easy to do. And then mounting, you know, you can, I tried to get it relatively as close as I could behind the Aimpoint Pro, and you can see here that the nice thing with that Aimpoint Pro, as I mentioned in the review, that is that it has that clear rear cover here. Because to try and flip this open with the magnifier on there just doesn't quite work. So it's nice that you can look right through that and not have to worry about flipping that up. Just leave that back cover down, put it on, and pretty much now I just leave the back cover of my Aimpoint Pro down all the time, and works just fine. The magnifier does have a flip-up cap and back. Flip that up, and works well. Twist mount does come with the spacer here, so it works well on AR. You can also take the spacer out if you need to mount on something lower. And then looking through this, it's just pointed down at the ground right now, but there's a little rough idea of the ground. So I'll see if I can get a little comparative review between what it looks like with just the without the magnifier and with the magnifier, to kind of give you an idea of, you know, how much magnification you get with it. Alright, so I'll try and give you just sort of an idea of the magnification you can get with these scopes. Just got the rifle laying here on my bag, looking down at the 100-yard target there. So now let's see. So this is the Aimpoint Pro without any magnification. So you can kind of see through here. Should be able to see that dot. Let's see if I can turn it up. There you go. So there you go. You should be able to see through there. You can see down to the 100-yard target. You can see the dot on the target, roughly so. Anyway, there's an idea of what it looks like through the Aimpoint. The dot you can change the brightness on with the knob up here. And So for the camera's sake here, I've got the dot on the full brightness. Looking through the scope without the camera, it looks really bright. Alright, so I've gone ahead and mounted the 3x magnifier on there, and let's see if we can get an idea of what this looks like. So you can kind of get an idea of the difference in the magnification. I found that I don't necessarily shoot, I tried it at 50 yards, and my targets were actually pretty darn close with and without the magnifier, but I can definitely see where that dot is a lot better with the magnifier. Coming all the way here. So there's kind of an idea of the zoom you get with the magnifier. Alright, so there's my overall review of the Aimpoint 3x magnifier with the twist mount. Now, just my overall thoughts of it. The magnifier itself, just kind of some closing thoughts here. The magnifier itself, I think is it's great. 3x, I think it's just enough magnification for me to get a little bit better picture of what I'm putting the red dot on, what I'm shooting at, and works great. The magnifier itself, it's great quality. No complaints about it. The mount is the other thing that I debated on. I debated between this Aimpoint Twist Mount and the LaRue Tactical Flip Over Mount, where basically when you're not using it, you can take the magnifier and flip it over to the side. It was going to be a couple $100, I don't know, $200 or $300 more expensive. And I thought about it for a while. I waffled. I really kind of wanted the LaRue mount, but I thought, do I need it? What are the pros and cons of the two? So for my purposes, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not SWAT. I'm not Army. If I was, perhaps I might have invested the extra in the LaRue mount because it's maybe a hint more versatile because this is always on the rifle. But for my purposes of mostly going to the range, maybe taking some classes, the likelihood, realistically, just being realistic, that I'm actually going to have to shoot someone or something at some far off distance, couple hundred yards, is probably darn low. We prepare for all this stuff, but the likelihood of it happening, realistically, probably pretty low. If I was in a situation where that had to happen, it's not a situation that's going to just break out spontaneously where I suddenly have to shoot someone at 300 yards. I'm going to know that a situation is evolving where I'm, potentially that could happen. I'll have time to go prepare, to get the rifle out. And if for some reason this is not on here, I leave it on most of the time anyway, but if it's not on, it takes all of that much time to put it on there. And that was long for what I usually get to put it on there. So, having a little pouch if you want, have in your pocket, put it on there, and it takes an extra couple seconds. At a couple hundred yards, it's not going to be a big deal. And, for my purposes, it made perfect sense. So while I waffled over the decision for a while between the two mounts, in the end, saving a couple $100, I'm perfectly happy with the decision I made to get the twist mount. So check it out. The Aimpoint 3x magnifier with the Aimpoint twist mount. It's a great little combination. Works great with the Aimpoint Pro, and I'm really enjoying it. So check it out.